Okay, everyone, welcome back to your second section. So now we move to our lesson about science, fact, fiction, and science fact. In this lesson, we still continue our grammar last time, everyone, about the passive voice and participle phrases. Teacher would like you to watch, this video and stay tuned with this video in order to catch up, the lesson. Because of the passive voice and the participle phrases, it is not a very easy one. So you are a higher level class, so you have to pay more or put more your effort, okay, in order to learn this lesson. To you, everyone, so when do you use a passive voice and when do you use active voice? When we talk about the passive voice, mean we describe about an action that happened to someone else or something, meaning that the subject of the sentence they receive the action, meaning we describe about the past action or immediate action now, whether you present, past or future, it depends. But the meaning of the subject, the receiving the action from the outside one, okay. Example like the cat ate the mice, so we use in the present simple, but when we use in the passive, we use the mice is eaten by the cat. So in this way, teacher would like you to focus on this a bit, everyone. Okay, we here to talk about the active voice and passive voice, everyone. Okay, so we use an active verb to say that the subject do, okay. So when the subject do the action, we use the active, and when the passive verb, it say what happened to the subject. So after the accident, someone called, the police, and they arrested the drunk driver. So meaning that someone called to the police, not police, this is we use in the active voice tense, okay. So here just the subject, as here subject, and call just a verb 2, and the here subject arrested verb 2, right? So in the past simple we use we use a subject, okay, plus with verb 2, right? Plus with verb 2, okay. And in the passive voice tense, we use differently. We use a subject plus verb over with verb 3, not verb 2, okay. So again, everyone, after the accident, the police were called and the drunk driver was arrested. So we move the drunk driver to the subject, okay, and we move the police to the subject, okay. The police was called. We don't mention about the someone, okay. We don't mention about the someone because of someone just indefinite subject, okay. So we can omit it. And the drunk driver was arrested. And drunk, okay. Arrested by who, everyone? The drunk driver was arrested, arrested by the police, okay, by the police. So we use, the object of an active verb, okay, the subject of the passive verb, okay. And number 3, you have to know that we can create passive form in transitive verb, okay, from an intransitive verb. In English, the verb we divide into 2. We have a transitive verb and intransitive verb. Okay, transitive verb, the verb that has the object, And intransitive verb means the verb that has no object. Example like the word cry. Okay, we can say uh, uh, cry someone. No. Okay, yeah, I cry loudly. Example like this. The verb that has the object. Example like I catch. Example, I catch the ball. I catch the fish. Okay, this is called transitive verb. Example line number 3, you see here like we clear the table and wash the dishes. So the table is clear and the dishes were washed. Okay. Number 4, we swim every day. Rich came later, not rich was came later. Okay. So the word come here, should be like come from, okay, come with, okay, come into, not come with the subject, okay. And swim here, swim come from the word swim, okay, swim in the river, swim in the sea, okay. So this is the intransitive verb. There is no object, so we cannot, use it in the passive voice, everyone. So you see that the passive verb, has 2 parts. Okay, so let's check. We use a form of the verb be plus with past participle. Again, everyone, past participle mean verb 3. Okay, verb 3. Okay, giờ sắp đến đây tông tí 3 nè, để tất cả các bạn. You have to write the first paragraph. The first paragraph has to be written. Okay, has to be written. So how can we change this? I think that the word like have to is a bit hard for you, everyone. Because of have to, we can say the paragraph. Okay, the first paragraph has be written because of have to. This is the the rule we have like this because of have to, just showing about the obligation. Okay, so we have to use be here, everyone, like have to be written. Okay, we can use by phrases after the passive verb to say that who or what caused the action. Cause the action, it means to make that event or to make that action happen. Example number 6, you see like my car was repaired by Andrew. Okay, so some roads are blocked by fallen tree. Okay, fallen trees. Okay, everyone. So this is just about the short review about the passive and the active tense. Okay. So what are the form, everyone? So you see like the present simple passive. You see is mr plus with past participle mean plus with verb 3. Okay. This is the active sentence. You see like you place an order one day and they deliver your grocery next. Okay, the next. The passive you change to an order is placed one day and your groceries are delivered the next. So we move it. And when we want to make it into the present continuous passive, you have to use verb to be, being, and verb 3. Okay, you see the example here. A new school is being built and 2 new roads are being created for access. Okay, so this is a present perfect passive. This is a past simple passive. This is past continuous passive. This is past perfect passive 10, everyone. Okay, without further ado, teacher would like you to go to another one about participle, everyone. Uh, we are now, talk about the participle adjective or participle phrases. Okay, so teacher would like you to learn something about what is the participle adjective first before you move to uh, participle phrases. Okay, so we use adjective, derived from present simple or present participle like surprising to describe, the source or the cause of an action or feeling. We use adjective derived from the past participle, okay, like surprise with ed here. We to describe, the one affected by an action or the feeling. If we talk in the short one, if surprising mean in the active one and surprise with ed we use in the passive one. So we receive the action from the other. Like my parents were surprised. So someone make them surprise. Okay, not they surprise the other. Okay, uh, the news was surprising. So how can the news affect by the other? Cannot, because of this is about the thing. So we fall into our first rule to describe the source or cause of an action or feeling. And the teacher draw a very confusing diagrams on the board to Messi. The confused students said that they couldn't understand it. Okay. So this is they compare the difference between ing and ed here, everyone. The next one like Darwin, was a fascinating person, and I was disappointed. Why is the dog getting so excited? Mars is a fascinating planet. Okay. The news was surprised, again, the news was disappointing. Okay, disappointing. So can we say that the news was disappointed? Because of we fall into our first rule, refer to the source or the cause of an action, so we can use the ed, right? So use ed and mean it affect by an action or feeling. One to talk about affect, what talk about the cause. Okay, so hopefully that everyone got this what teacher explained here. So now we move to our slide here, everyone. This is more example about the participle phrases. So a participle phrases contain a participle plus with other words. Example like a student planning to study nursing must first meet the dean. Or we say that the police will question anyone found, lurking around the dormitory. Okay. Ron loved his new hiking shoe, wearing them even to church. Eaten by mosquitoes, we wish we had stayed at home. Removing his glasses, Clark Kent quickly put on his caps. So we have to consider that when should we use the present participle and when we use the past participle, everyone. Present participle is something like planning here, okay, planning. And past participle like eaten. Again, present participle verb 1 ing, past participle verb 3. Okay. When we change it into the present participle or participle phrase here, we merge the two clauses. Have two clauses. We can say that students must first meet the dean. Okay, they plan to study nursing. So if they plan to study nursing, okay, students must first meet the dean. So we can use another word with planning because of can be merged at a sentence, but actually we have to use it in the present verb or the the active tense, like plan or plan ed, okay, or is planning example. And eaten by mosquito, we wish we had stay at home. Okay, so this is the the passive tense. Okay, the passive tense. But when they merge it into the participle phrase, so they help to shorten. They delete the subject. So what is the subject of eaten, everyone? By eaten mosquito. So we say that we wish we had stay at home. Okay. So we can say another word like we can be like we are eaten by mosquito. So we are eaten, but here we use in the past. Perhaps we use like we wish we had stay at home. Otherwise, or say otherwise, we are eaten by mosquito. Okay. So this is about the participle phrase, and this is about the active and passive tense, everyone. So the teacher just believe that you guys, have the, clear about how to use participle phrases and how to use passive and active tenses. So now it come to the end, everyone. So see you again tomorrow. Okay.